the best minds in wrestling today, and you damn well know it by now.
We know more than Google, always have, always will.
New show, bigger, better, badder, brother.
Twice as famous, twice as rich.
2.0, here we go.
Start the damn show already.
What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the JATWB. I am joined by my co-host,
Superstar James Starring, guy that makes the ladies scream until they cream.
Jamie Jam Garvin, the legendary Creamin'. Yeah, we're back, man. We part one yesterday, WrestleMania preview. We broke down Takeover and WrestleMania and Spring Break and all the indie shows. We had on Matt, our buddy Matt, John, Ben, Andy Ball returned. It was a big time show. We even got to talk about Mark jerking off at work a little bit.
Good. It's not, goddamn, let's talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a fun show, and we're back today, man. We're going to break down Ring of Honor. Like we talked about last week, man, and again, I'm going to get mad talking about it because Jamie works so much harder than everybody else, but
yeah,
it gets frustrating just thinking about how lazy people are compared to Jamie.
Yeah, and you, as much as, it's crazy how you can just protect the shores and still, work out and, get the neck size that you have and be able to podcast and maintain a healthy relationship with a female, or at least I think she's a female.
Yeah, real life female.
Yep. And just, and the way you're with your neighbors and trains. And I don't know. It's just, people are just embarrassing. I look outside every day. I'm just disgusted.
Yeah. People suck, man. But
they're bad. People are bad at stuff.
Yeah. But, so yeah, the point is that we're awesome, but Jamie wasn't able to join us for Ring of Honor, but I had a fun show with Blake and Steven, man. They're going to talk a lot of shit about Jamie, and we're going to talk a lot of wrestling, and we're going to have a good time. Me and Jamie not going to WrestleMania. It's going to be fun to just sit around the house and watch WrestleMania, though, and we're not watch WrestleMania, but watch the wrestling all weekend. And
basically watch the wrestling all weekend and then fall asleep during WrestleMania.
Yeah. So it'll be fun, man. But let's get right into it. A long conversation. My buddy Blake, he brought on Steven from Ireland. Hella knowledgeable, and it was a fun chat. So we're gonna do our sponsorship thing. Oh, I did want to mention before this airs. I did have some audio issues. Like I said, Steven's all the way in Ireland. I had to connect everyone on my phone, which I usually don't do. And my phone, for some reason, picked up every single sound in the room. So as we're recording, man, you can hear me drink water. You can hear me breathing, just mouth breathing into the fucking mic. It's terrible.
You're a goddamn crazy ass breather anyway.
Yeah, my breathing is suspect. So
it is worse than me sleeping.
Yeah. So I apologize. I already know, man, we hear about it every week. Audio issues. We do what we can. And this is bad audio. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, but it's a fun conversation with a lot of good info, man. Blake and Steven were awesome. So please bear with the audio, and we'll have them on next week, and I'll fix all the audio issues. So,
yeah, and if any of you guys, what do people expect us to do? Spend all the money, the millions of dollars we make on our audio, or spend it on traveling and islands and women and why would we fix our audio when we can live and rich and I don't know. People
and is the audio better on their non-existent podcast?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How is the audio? Yeah, those of you, as a matter of fact, I'd like for you guys to chime in and just let us know how the audio is on your podcasts, on your respective podcasts. And I'd like for you to, call in from the island that you own that's covered in women. So,
yeah, so there you go. So, now that we're done talking shit about everybody, I hope everyone's still listening, and we're gonna get our sponsorship out of the way and have a good wrestling conversation. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey everybody, Roadkill here. Weddings should be memorable, but not for the groom's lack of style. That's why our friends at the Black Tux Design rental suits and tuxedos that you'll love wearing at your wedding. So if you end up getting featured on your list of 23 epic wedding fails for, maybe you overcook your varmint stew, or maybe you overtan your hides, or maybe you didn't bring enough squirrel pelts for the bride's family, at least you know you'll look good for your close-up. Grooms stress about their weddings across the board. I don't know why. I've never stressed about any of mine. I've been through at least 10. I've made my own tux out of rabbit and squirrel fur. I've used fox pelts. But I'm telling you right now, I encourage you to rent from the Black Tux. It'll make the wedding planning process easy. The worst wedding battle I've ever got into with my spouse was she wanted me to rent a tux, and I wanted lab mice white dress for her, and we got in an argument. But the best part about the Black Tux is that they have an easy online ordering process that brings your suit or tuxedo straight to you. Just pick a style at theblacktux.com and request a free home try-on so you can feel the fit and quality before you commit. And if online isn't your style, then they have showrooms all over the country where you can find your fit and plan your look. Online's not necessarily my style. I'm more of a make-it-at-home kind of guy, or go to the store. I'm a face-to-face and a handshake guy. I'd like to do things in person, but if you are an online guy, they have over 5,000 five-star reviews across Wedding Wire. The Knot and their own website agree you won't find another rental experience or designs like the ones you'll find at the Black Tux. Call to action, grooms. If you want your wedding to be remembered for the right reasons, visit theblacktux.com/listen. That's theblacktux.com/listen for $20 off your first purchase. Walk, don't run to theblacktux.com/listen to find a look for you and your crew. Formal wear for the moment. Roadkill here. I recommend it. Personal use, private use. It's not as good as my rabbit pelts, but blacktux.com/listen.
All right, so for our next segment, I brought on Blake and Steven. Blake and Steven, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Didn't mean to throw it to you at the same time and make you guys jump over each other, but yeah, they brought them on. Extreme wrestling knowledge from these guys. They've watched shows all over the world. Steven more knowledgeable than Blake, in Blake's opinion.
Blake, real quick, I'll just kind of give our backstory a little bit. Steven's been to how many WrestleMania weekends in a row?
This will be my 12th.
Okay, and he's coming up, and as if you can hear his accent, he's coming all the way from Ireland. This will be my 11th, but I missed WrestleMania in Houston. But I got all the ones before it and then all the ones after it. I'm a old school Ring of Honor fan. I was at Kobayashi Joe, a bunch of those old things. And then Steven goes to more wrestling shows than anyone I've ever seen. What show are you on right now, Steven?
Well, no, this year it's only 10.
Okay, how many did you go to last year?
55.
Oh, that's crazy.
Jesus Christ, you're a fucking addict, I swear to God.
Yeah, you're living my dream life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's also living it in cold ass Ireland, so I don't know if it's actually your dream life. But
yeah, it's true. I'm in South Florida, so it's a little different.
Yeah,
but
a little more.
Steven would melt there.
But yeah, so you can see why I asked these guys to come on. I've been talking to Blake about having Blake on for a while. Blake recommended Steven. I'm glad he did. I've actually met Steven at a WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
and
briefly.
Briefly, yeah. I think at one of the Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah.
And I did 5 in a row, and I've already quit. So
yeah,
I guess.
Well, this year we're not going to Mania. We've got tickets to other shows, but we're not actually going to WrestleMania proper because the show just looks like trash.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a 50% chance of rain, they're saying now. So
Yeah,
a 9-hour show in the rain sounds like a nightmare.
and like also getting to and from Giant Stadium is such a pain in the ass, man. Like, it's not worth it.
No, definitely not worth it. And I'll say, if I knew that this G1 card or this G1 MSG show would be what it was, I would have probably tried to go to New York.
Well,
But
if you're when you're watching it from home, you'll be able to see me and Steven front row, so you can have fun with that, there, asshole.
yeah, I mean, I am amazed at how good this card turned out. I wasn't expecting any of this, honestly. I don't know what you guys were expecting.
Oh, well, it was 2 weeks ago. It seemed a bit dicey.
Yeah. And they just all of a sudden announced some great matches, but we can talk about it. The pre-show is going to have the Honor Rumble, which I believe the winner gets a title shot. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm actually kind of excited about that. Like, that seems like that could be like just a bunch of fun. Like, it'll be a mess, but like a fun mess.
There's a lot of people that can be in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people still available. I mean, Juice and Thunder Liger is the only guy announced so far, but
I hope they don't have anybody else. Like, I hope we just go into it not knowing, and you just go from there.
I'd say that's the way they'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys who are still. I mean, Juice Robinson doesn't have a match for some reason.
I mean, if it's both, could Michael Elgin even be in it? I mean, like, there's a bunch of people that could still be in it, right? Like,
yeah, there's a ton of people who
that
could be
have worked
in it.
in both companies like that. I don't know.
I mean, if you look at the for Ring of Honor, you've got the likes of Suzuki, Ishii, Rocky Romero, Taguchi, Sho, Yo. They're all over, but you don't have matches.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of people available for this. It'll probably be a pretty good Rumble.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, Cheeseburger for sure will be in it.
Fuck that.
You love Cheeseburger.
Fuck that.
I think I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what they do. I know as far as like Suzuki, I think a lot of people want to see him in the Bully Ray match, but we can move on to that. But who are you most looking forward to show up, or who would you pop for the most for this Rumble?
CM Punk, obviously. But I mean, clearly that's not going to happen. But I mean, he would be who I would pop most for. But
I've seen people were saying because it's in New York and because you've got House of Glory, you've got people like Low Key, Homicide, and Dan Maff that are in New York.
I would pop pretty hard for Low Key. I really like.
Yeah.
I mean,
I doubt it'll happen.
But I mean, you never know. I mean, like, Low Key's a weird dude. He might just be like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah, well, I know Low Key's working like 3 or 4 shows, right? Is he working anything at this time?
I don't think so, but I think he might be signed with MLW, so that could cause a problem.
Oh, yeah. And I think, no, Battle Riot isn't at the same time, is it? I know.
It is, yeah.
It is? Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And I think he's already announced for Battle Riot, but Homicide would be pretty cool with all of his Ring of Honor history.
Homicide would be perfect. I mean, like, that's exactly someone that should be there.
Amazing Red, he's on a show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't he own or run House of Glory?
Yeah, House of Glory.
Right.
Yeah. And somebody has booked Special K for the weekend.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah, Azrael, Deranged, and Slim J.
I could go for any of those guys being there. Like, I would enjoy any of them being in it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're always good in multi-man matches. I mean, it should be fun. I don't know. You could go old school and get like Cheech and Cloudy in this thing. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people going to be available. Like, I mean, there's actually 2 guys going over from Ireland.
Who?
And they got themselves booked on a show. They got them booked on IWS or something like that. But like, they just went over themselves and just talked to promoters basically.
Who are those guys?
Oh, it's Alexander Dean and Jay Money.
Oh, okay.
They went. There was some Chikara training thing or whatever, or something like that, and he went to that, and I think he got picked from that or something like that.
Are any of the good Irish guys coming over, like the ones I've heard of?
No, Devlin is going to be at Access.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, UK. But Devlin is he's got a lot of hype right now. A lot of people are talking about him.
He's good, man. Steven goes to OTT, which is Over the Top. And
Yeah.
if you can ever get to Dublin, that's honestly one of the best shows you can see in the world right now. Like, the crowd is absolutely on fire. Like, it's a blast.
Yeah, I'd love to go watch the OTT show. Steven, do you know anything about the WXW show that's going to be there that weekend?
I didn't pay that much attention to it, but I know it's kind of strange because they've lost, like, Volter's not on it. Ilya Dragunov is not on it because they're all in WWE now.
Yeah, WWE just ripped apart that UK scene.
Yeah. But it's kind of weird, though, because WXW was part of the Gabe's crowd, WWN.
Right.
So you would have thought that them lads would have been able to work it, but they're not, it seems.
Yeah, because like a lot of NXT guys are working the Evolve show. And
yeah, like, is it Kyle O'Reilly? Is it?
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's fighting Austin Theory for the championship. Yeah. And Street Profits both the guys have single matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I know they have a good working relationship.
Yeah, but it's a weird situation then for WXW not to be able to use, like, their actual people.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you if you heard anything about Falter showing up on that or anything like that. But
no, I think they announced the card, but I don't think there was any, like, mystery opponents or anything like that. But you never know.
Right. Okay. Well, back to Ring of Honor.
Okay.
We got sidetracked, which I'm sure I'll do a couple times here. Having Steven on, be able to talk some hardcore wrestling. Blake, you're just in the background.
I'm actually eating chocolate while you guys are talking. So working out pretty well.
You're my replacement for Jamie not being here, since you guys have the same knowledge base.
That's not even close to true. I'm 1,000,000% smarter than Jamie. Steven, have you met Jamie before?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you would remember him. He's legitimately a 40-year-old man that cosplays Kenny Omega. And
yeah,
I want to make sure that we use the phrase cosplay because that's what it is. He is a grown man cosplaying another grown man.
Yeah, I always explain it. Jamie is Kenny Omega if Kenny Omega never did a physical activity in his life and weighed about 200 more pounds.
But he dresses up as Kenny Omega, and he's the normal host of this podcast, so...
Yeah, he couldn't be on today. I think he was intimidated by you guys.
He should be.
He hasn't been on since I made fun of him saying the Rainmaker was a drop kick, so he hasn't been back since.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Buck, remember that time that you went to Japan and watched the Rainmaker wrestle in person?
I can't even talk about it.
That was me and Steven. We did that twice. So, yeah, forgot about that.
I can't even talk about it. I went to a side story real quick. I went to a vacation club thing where they give you a free vacation, but you have to sit through this seminar and they try to sell you stuff, And the guy was like trying to sell us stuff, me and my girlfriend, and he was like, "Well, what's your guys' dream vacation?" And I said, "Well, we probably have different dream vacations." And he was like, "Well, what is it?" And my girlfriend was like, "I think Hawaii for like a week would be cool." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." He's like, "What about you, sir?" I was like, "I'd like to go to Japan for Wrestle Kingdom." And he looked at me for about 45 seconds, didn't say a word. And he was like, "I've never heard that answer before."
I'm sure.
Yeah. He's like, "Well, Japan's nice. I don't really know what you're talking about." I was like, "Oh, Wrestle Kingdom would be the best time to go."
Yeah, that'll also be the most expensive time to go.
Yeah, it's a dream trip. But yeah, so the next match, Will Ospreay versus Jeff Cobb, both titles on the line. Steven, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, it should be a great match. I don't know, the way they're having a lot of these title versus title matches are a bit odd because the booking is going to be a bit. But no, it should be a really good match. Ospreay has had good matches recently with bigger guys, so I know Cobb's not like huge, but like he's wide, he's strong, so it should be. What's that?
I live right next to a train track. It runs through constantly.
Nice. Hopefully you got cheap rent. Jesus Christ, that was a lot of shit.
You should listen to the episode where I had to record from the porch because my mom was in town.
I think the Jeff Cobb Ospreay match looks pretty good too, because Cobb can base for most people.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember this, but Steven and I were at the at Bola this year where Cobb took on Bandito in the finals. Like, it was a three-way, and Bandito and him were the last. And Cobb can base really, really well. So that should be a really, really fun match.
Yeah, I agree. Cobb's been having some great matches lately, and Ospreay has he's really evolved, in my opinion. You know, somebody who was like more of a everyone just knew him for his high flying moves and stuff, but now he's having great matches with different styles.
He can really tell a story. I mean, he can.
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah, his work, all the work he's done in Japan has really helped him improve, I feel like.
I didn't actually watch the match, but apparently he had a really good match with Lance Archer last week. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, if you could have a good match with Lance Archer.
Yeah,
in the New Japan Cup, So
there
you go.
That's pretty. Honestly, I can't remember anyone having a good match with Lance Archer. So that's something.
Ball was talking about how much he loves Lance Archer, so you can make fun of him for that.
He doesn't dislike any wrestler. You dumbass talking about how you like the Beer City Bruiser a couple weeks ago.
Well, no, Ball. That's one of Ball's favorite wrestlers, the Beer City Bruiser.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard of in my life.
I asked Ball what he's most looking forward to for the weekend, and he said Hornswoggle has a bunch of cool matchups. So
yeah.
Which, to be fair, he does. He's fighting Steiner and Nick Gage in separate matches. So
Steven and I are the only two people that are on your podcast actually going to be in town for that weekend anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
That is true. That is true. I'm glad that you just keep bringing that up. It's just like a dagger in my heart every time.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, it's what you get for not coming. You picked to go to Double or Nothing instead of WrestleMania weekend. It wasn't a smart call.
Well, it's history. Plus, I could see Jericho Omega.
Listen,
but I almost would have rather gone to this show with the 4 main events of this show. But.
Oh, for sure. But it's not. See, I will probably never miss another WrestleMania week as long as I live, just because there's just so many shows. Like, there's so much to do. Like, fuck actual WrestleMania, but the weekend, there's so much to do. Yeah,
we covered it last night. There's 47 shows from Thursday to Sunday.
Jesus Christ.
Which is crazy. But
it's getting even earlier because there is some shows on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, there's 4 shows on Wednesday night, and it's insane. Okay, so back to Ring of Honor again. Like I said, we're gonna get sidetracked a bunch. But Roosh versus Dalton Castle. I'm personally not that excited about this match, Steven. I don't know how you feel about it.
To be honest, I've never seen Roosh. Really, but I would have rather a different opponent.
Okay, so Andrew and I were at that Mucha Lucha Atlanta match, or that Atlanta match.
Right.
And legitimately, I told Steven, it was the worst show I've ever been to. They had a main event that was it was Rush, and then I forget who else, Dragon Lee and Austin Theory was the event, the 3-way for the belt. And it sounds like it was really, really good. It was maybe 7 minutes of just nothing, and then Rush just lets Dragon Lee pin Austin Theory for the belt. Like, he lets him, he just stands there.
Well,
so off of that,
they are brothers though, aren't
yeah,
they?
but if you're the champion, why are you just gonna let? I don't know. It was the end of a 7 hour. It was trash. So hopefully, Rush will be way better this weekend, and I can actually get excited about him. But
that sounds like standard AAA booking to me. Like, if you watch, the booking in Mexico is always so weird.
Yeah, but as of now, this will be the time of the show where I go get a sandwich.
Yeah, Dalton Castle has not been great since his injury, coming back from his injuries. Whatever buzz he had is gone for sure.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think he has back issues just constantly now.
Yeah. Women's title match: Kelly Klein versus I butcher these names. I don't know how to say.
Owatani. I don't
There
know.
you go. Even with your accent, it sounds better than what I would have said. But this is, I think, their third time. I watched this live in Miami when she won the title from Kelly Klein, and then they had a rematch at the last pay-per-view at the 17th anniversary, and now they're running it back again. I guess they don't have any other women who can be in this kind of match, but I don't know. This is a bathroom break for me, Steven. What do you think?
To be honest, I don't know either woman, so I can't say I can comment. I haven't been keeping up with Ring of Honor too much lately. It's just the big Mania shows.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if it wasn't like such a rematch, I could get excited for it, because some of the best women's wrestling I've ever seen was at Ring of Honor in Atlanta with Sarah Del Rey, and I can't remember who else was in it. Holy shit, those matches were good. So, like,
and both these girls are really good. It's just that this is the third time they're doing it. It's getting kind of redundant. It's WWE booking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there was actually talk of another match, because I know somebody from some Japanese wrestler put out a tweet saying they were going to MSG.
Okay, yeah. So
tag match.
there's a couple girls from Stardom coming over, and they're doing a tag match, but it's going to be before the Honor Rumble, and they're not broadcasting it. So it's kind of like for you guys, basically.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
We'll have really good seats since we're sitting in the front row. We'll be able to
here we go. Well. Here we go. All right, so next, Bully Ray, New York Street Fight Open Challenge. This was rumored to be Flip Gordon, but Flip Gordon is out. Yeah, he woke up, his knee was jacked up, so it won't be him. A lot of people want it to be Suzuki. Steven, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, yeah, for me, like, Flip obviously probably would have been, because storyline-wise or whatever, but he's out. So for me, either Suzuki or Ishii would be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I think those are the guys who can get the biggest pop.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're not on this show otherwise, unless they're in the Battle Royal.
Unless they're in Rumble.
Yeah. So I mean, either one of them would get a really big pop.
I mean, to go back to what we were saying about throwbacks, imagine Homicide or something like that.
Oh wow.
Homicide for
New
Street Fight, yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Do you know who we were talking about who we would pop the most for? I would really pop if it was Morishima.
Oh, I think he's fully retired.
I mean, but he wrestled like a year ago, right? Didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, I think he wrestled a year ago, if I remember correctly. Mark told us that. But I mean, he could come back for just one show in a street fight. I mean,
yeah.
That would be, I mean, because, I mean, if we're talking fantasy booking here, we could just put anybody we want. Morishima would get a pretty big pop, or at least from me, would.
What about Devon now?
Yeah. I think he's an agent for WWE, isn't he?
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
He's gonna be in town.
Yeah, I don't know if they let him show up at MSG though.
Probably
not. Probably not for a rival. Probably wouldn't let him show up.
Okay,
but
so
I imagine it'll be one of the Japanese people who haven't booked the match.
Yeah, I think the safe bet is Suzuki because that's what people want to see. But you mentioned Homicide. I think that would be really cool. I would pop for that.
The only problem with that is Homicide is tiny next to that Monster Man.
Oh,
yeah, but I mean, well, first of all, I don't expect it to be a good match. I hate Bully Ray. I don't know. I don't expect him to do anything great. He cuts a good heel promo, but
I actually think that's what's the best about this card is it seems like everyone that can't really work has like kind of like a stipulation match. Like this will be a street fight, which is where Bully Ray can actually put on a good match.
Right.
Yeah.
So whether it's Ishii, Homicide, or Suzuki, you'll get the best of what Bully Ray can do because it'll be a street fight.
No, I agree. That's a good point.
Maybe it'll be Beer City. Huh?
Yeah, that's what Andy's hoping.
And then Andy's
Soyless.
We'll all be able to see Andy's boner all the way from Georgia to New York. He'll be so excited that Beer City's coming out.
Okay, next, the three-way match for the Junior Heavyweight Championship, Ishimori versus Dragon Lee versus Bandito. This is probably, I mean, this could steal the show, really, right, Steven?
Oh yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I'm not super. I don't know much about Dragon Lee, but of everything I've seen of Bandito and Ishimori, yeah, it could be a really good match.
When did you see Bandito last?
I think it was at Bola.
Oh, you were at Bola this year?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Tell you a lie. No, the last time I saw him was at OTT.
Oh, nice.
But the time before that was Bola.
Bola, yeah, I forgot that we were there and saw that. Oh, no.
Oh my God, enough. Hey, so you guys went to PWG at the old place and now the new place?
No, we never went. We never went to the old place. We only came to the new place.
No.
Oh, you never got to go to the old one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in your face, there's something you didn't do.
Did you do it?
No, but I mean, you just acted like you fucking did everything.
You didn't do it
All right, moving on. That match is going to be awesome. Blake, you have anything you want to say about it?
Bandito is like, I've only been able to see him at Bola, but see, that's what's cool about that one is because we got to see him wrestle like what, 3 times?
Three times, 4 times.
Yeah. So like this match is going to be incredible if they let them go as fast as they can go. Like this match could steal not just the show but the weekend. Like this to me, this match has the ability to steal the weekend.
Yeah, I agree. It's Bandito. I the first time I ever saw him was when I went to the Miami show down here for Ring of Honor. He's awesome live.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4-way tag match for both titles. It's Guerrillas of Destiny versus Villain Enterprises versus Evil and Sonata versus the Briscoes. This is another interesting title, both titles, because when someone wins, I guess they're gonna have to be on both shows. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna work it, but Steven, your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like PCO and Brody King have the ROH belts, but I don't really see them getting booked on New Japan. PCO. I mean, it should be a crazy match. I think it'll be a very brawly match, obviously, because PCO is in it, and that's what the Gorillas do. And
I mean, that's what the Briscoes do too.
That's what the Briscoes do. Yeah.
This is another match where I was talking about. Like, I think it's the best case scenario. Like, I don't particularly ever care to see PCO wrestle because I'm for sure he's going to die in the ring. I really don't want to see what he does. Like, he's going to eventually make people watch a 55-year-old man die in the wrestling ring. Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Moonsaults off the top rope and Bola, where you almost want to turn away because you're going to watch a guy break his neck.
Well, his spot that he likes to do now is he takes that he does like a moonsault and takes a bump on the apron.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I'm pretty sure he fucked that up at Bola.
Yeah, he did it and then did it again.
Yeah, and he's doing that. I mean,
I don't think Brody King is that strong of a worker either. But again, if it's in like a brawly match with the Gorillas, who are, if everybody is brawly in this, I don't know. That seems like the best possible scenario for us having to watch a PCO match.
Yeah, I mean it's a 4-way match, so there'll be no.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, is that another train?
Yeah, they'll tell you it's nonstop over here.
Wow.
But I definitely see Gorillas or Evil and Sonata winning this, and
I think probably Evil and Sonata. Myself.
Yeah, and then I don't know, sticking around for the TV tapings, or
the Briscoes could easily win it because they wrestle in both, and ROH lets the Briscoes win everything. Like,
the Briscoes are awesome.
Yeah, I like the Briscoes, but they win a lot. So I'm just saying they're an actual threat to win this.
Well, if the Briscoes won, I think would that be their 10th title reign, I think?
Well, I guess it would be kind of fitting since once on the first show and then they get to get to win a belt at this show, being the biggest show.
Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, that's true. They might give him that for that, but
that actually makes sense, yeah.
And Blake was making fun of me for this, but I'm a huge PCO fan. I agree. It's gonna be sad when he dies in the ring, but I
think we can all agree he's gonna die in the ring. Like,
he is not human. I'm convinced at this point. The shit that he can do at 55 years old or however old he is.
What can he do? He can't do a
Well,
moonsault.
these insane bumps he's taking.
He's just a crazy person. He's not like he's athletic.
He throws himself off stuff.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy. But I did listen to Meltzer the other day, and Meltzer seems to think that they would love him in Japan for some reason.
Oh hell yes! Japan,
no, probably yeah. And actually, Brody King would probably go down well.
Both of them, because Japan has a history of giant white guys that are super stiff being over there. Like, I remember they would always talk about how big Scott Norton was in Japan, and I'm like, he sucks in WCW, but over there, if you're just blasting people, they really like it.
Yeah, they love Scott Norton over there. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with those belts, but should be a fun match. I'm not a huge fan of four-way matches. It's a little overbooked in my opinion, but got to get everybody on a big show, I guess.
I think that was part of it as well. They wanted to get people on.
Yeah.
They probably didn't know what to do PCO otherwise.
Next, Zack Sabre versus Tanahashi for the British Heavyweight Championship. This was added late, and this is going to be an awesome match.
Such a good match.
Yeah.
What belt is this for?
It's for the
RPW. Yeah.
Belt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Because he's been defending the belt. He has defended the belt he defended on Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, he. I think it was maybe not the finals, but whatever when they had the tag match and Sabre held the belt over Tanahashi and kind of set this up right during the New Japan Cup. But
yeah.
It'll be an awesome match. Sabre Jr. is he's not for everybody that style, but no. Tanahashi is incredible at adapting to anyone he's working with. So it's gonna be an awesome match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know that not a lot of some people aren't into exactly. To me, he is everything that you want in a mat-based wrestler. I don't think he does a lot of rest holds. I think he moves the story along. I don't know why people don't like him that much.
Well, that slower style, especially with today's wrestling where everyone is doing these huge spots, I think people get bored with it and don't appreciate it for what it is.
But the thing with Zach is he wrestles slower, but I think as Blake was saying, he's always moving though.
Yeah.
It's very rare that he just stops. It's like he's like a snake or whatever, crawling around his opponent basically.
Especially if he wrestles heel.
Which he kind of does in Rev Pro a bit.
I mean, if he wrestles heel, I think he's great.
He probably will be heel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's definitely going to be heel against Tanahashi.
Yeah, against Tanahashi, he'll definitely be heel. But he's such a dick. It's easy to want him to lose. I think he does everything right. It's not like he's Timothy Thatcher just boring the shit out of everybody.
Wow. Man, that's something you and Bob agree on. Bob was talking shit about Thatcher last night.
I fucking hate that. Oh, my God.
You're not excited for Timothy Thatcher versus David Arquette at Joey Ryan's penis party?
I'm not going to that shit. I was telling Steven, Joey Ryan's show could be in the lobby of our hotel, and I would fucking still not go to it.
There were some interesting matchups. I can't think of them right off the top of my head, but it sounds like a fun show. I'm not going to buy it. But
it's Joey Ryan. I'm not a huge fan. And that seems like they're just trying to make another spring break. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what they're trying to do.
It looks like shit to me. If I want a show like that, I'll just go to one of the two spring break options. I'm not a fan of Joey Ryan one bit. And I'm definitely not a fan of Timothy fucking Thatcher.
I definitely think that WrestleCon is trying to do their own spring break with that. That's spot on.
Yeah.
All right, next, Naito versus Ibushi for the Intercontinental Championship. Probably the match I would be most forward to looking at or going to if I was going, which Blake made obvious I'm not. But this is a awesome matchup, and I can't believe they put this on a show over here in the States.
Yeah, well, that was it. It was going into the end of the New Japan Cup. This was an unknown because obviously the New Japan Cup was still going. and then it was literally like they just announced once the cup was finished this and the last match with Zach, and all of a sudden the card just like kind of jumped up a notch for everybody.
For sure, man. Our friend Josh Harris would instantly starts messaging us about how excited he is about this match. This is his match that he's most looking forward to as well.
Well, make sure and tell Josh that I had Ben on the show before I'm having Josh on. So
that's terrible. That's horrible. Jesus, Ben doesn't know anything.
Well, perfect, because I'm having him on for the WrestleMania part.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the perfect guy to have on for WrestleMania. When Steve and I are at the show, do you want us to get to any Naito or anything like that?
No, I already have. Thanks to Pro Wrestling Tees, I have plenty of his shirts already.
Oh, that's nice.
I got another 5 shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees today, and my girlfriend freaked out because I have 15 that I haven't even worn yet.
Jesus, man, that's too many.
That might be, but I mean, when Arn Anderson opens up a store, you got to make an order.
I agree. That's actually a good point.
All right, so 3-way ladder match for the Ring of Honor Championship: Jay Lethal versus Marty Scurll versus Matt Taven.
I actually have a question about this. Which one do you think is going to go on last between this or the New Japan belt?
No, I think Jay White Okada is going to finish it.
You really see? I
think it depends on the result.
Well, so here's the thing, and I was talking to Andy about this, Ring of Honor, for everything they do well, they don't really promote themselves over other things. Like when they had all the elite guys, being the elite guys, they pushed them basically over Ring of Honor and made them the focal point of their shows. And they kind of do that with New Japan as well.
Well, that's because they're the second person in this relationship, basically.
Right, and
even if it's a Ring of Honor show, it's a New Japan show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that they're going to push New Japan over themselves, and I think Jay White and Okada is going to finish the show.
Okay, last year the main event for the Ring of Honor show was it Castle versus Marty?
Score. Yeah.
And to me, that went on after a ladder match, right?
A ladder war?
Yeah.
So it would.
And Cody was on that.
Yeah. So to me, it would be stupid. To me, no matter what, if you've got your belt in a ladder match, that goes on last. Not just because it's your belt, but because it's a ladder match.
Well, how are you looking at? Are you looking at this as a Ring of Honor show that New Japan's at, or a New Japan show that Ring of Honor is at?
I'm looking at this as a Ring of Honor show that New Japan is at because it's New York. It's one of Ring of Honor's been running there forever. You know,
yeah, but they wouldn't have done Madison Square Garden without New Japan.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but I think it comes down to the results. I think if Switchblade is retaining the belt, then the ladder match goes on last.
Okay.
Because they don't want to close the show with Switchblade?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to see that?
And I don't think Okada is winning.
Oh, you don't?
I don't think so, because Switchblade only won the belt, and as much as I'm not very high on him, I just don't know if they're going to take the belt off him straight away.
Okay, well, before we get into that, so this 3-way match, I think Marty Scurll, I know a lot of people are saying he's almost done, but his contract goes through November. I think he's a smart choice to win this because he's the most over guy in Ring of Honor. And
plus he lost last year against Dalton.
Yeah, and as good as Lethal is, he's not really. He lacks a certain bit of charisma, I guess. But
in fairness, Jay Lethal has had the belt for the last 7 years, I think.
Yeah, he's been champion forever.
When you add his couple of reigns together and his TV title reign, he's been a champion for 5 years or something like that.
How long has he been the champion for this time?
Well, obviously Dalton had it last year, so it was after that. So it's less than a year.
But it has been a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. My prediction is a Scurll. What is your guys' prediction?
I think so too, but I really would not be surprised if he put it on Taven.
I actually agree with him on this. I think that there's a really high on Taven, and there is a very, very high probability that he wins this.
Yeah, because he does good business for them in Mexico, doesn't he?
Yeah. I like Taven. I know a lot of people don't, but I think he's great at what he does.
Oh, he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
But then we could be in a situation where Jay White and Taven both win, and I don't know about that.
Real quick, I'm looking it up, and Jay Lethal won the belt in June 30th, 2018. So he's had the belt.
Like 9 months.
Yeah, he's had the belt for 268 days.
Yeah,
it's probably
I think
time.
But I'm actually with Steven on that. I don't think in any world you should have Jay White and Taven with
But
yeah, that's a real shitty way to send your fans home right there.
Yeah, I think Marty is going to get you a really big pop, him winning the title.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're going to go with. But Jay White versus Okada, we kind of already touched on a little bit, but you guys sound like you're not the biggest Jay White fans.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He's okay.
It's
like I just don't.
It's too early for him, I think. Like, I think he's perfectly good at what he's doing, but if he was like the IC champ or the Never champ or something like that, but like to be the heavyweight champ is a bit. I don't know.
Well, I think it is a little early, but I think Omega leaving kind of.
Oh, it couldn't have forced.
Yeah, forced their hand with that, but. This is what I always tell people about Jay White. Like, you always hear people is like, Jay White has this match with Okada, and they're like, the match was great, but it's because of Okada. He has a match with Tanahashi. The match was great, but he wrestled Tanahashi. He has all these great matches, and everyone always gives credit to the person. Like, when are people going to start giving Jay White credit?
How about when Jay White carries a feud?
When he what?
Carries a feud. I mean.
Well, I mean, if you look at this feud, he's beat Okada, twice already?
I mean,
or is it 3 times?
In all honesty, Buck, I'm being really serious. Think about this. If the 3 guys that you got to wrestle for the top part of trying to get a mega push were Okada, Omega, and Tanahashi, I mean, you shouldn't be giving credit for that. Those are 3 of the best wrestlers in the world. Like,
I agree, but he's done better than most people would have done.
I honestly feel like Jamie could have wrestled those 3 guys. The fucking Dave Meltzer 5-star.
I don't think Jamie's going over 5 minutes.
See, going back to what I said about Ospreay earlier on, if Jay White can have a really good match with Lance Archer, then we can say he's good.
Yeah, like. You're getting to wrestle the best, and you're just having good matches. You're not like having incredible matches. I get what you're saying. He's going against like the best 3 of the best wrestlers in the world, but I mean, he's holding his own in a way. Okay, think about this, Buck. So you take those 3 wrestlers, okay? You sub Jay White out, and you put them up against just the 3 of them. All of them are going to have a way better match than they did when they wrestled Jay White, and have had way better matches than when they wrestled Jay White every time. So, like, I don't know, man. I want to like it. I want to, I want to say that he's good, but just now I'm just kind of like, like he just doesn't. Maybe at this Ring of Honor show that Steven and I are sitting front row for, he'll wow us. Oh, here we go. Hey. Is he? You talked about he's having all these great matchups: Okada, Tanahashi, Omega. Is that hindering him this early in his career? Yeah, to like being against that kind of talent and like not getting the credit, not being able to get credit. It might be hindering him on where it comes to credit, but honestly, as long as it gets him better, who really cares? But if you think about it, in all honesty, if he beats Tanahashi for the belt. And then his biggest defense is at Madison Square Garden, and he beats Okada. That's really putting a lot of faith in this dude. Like that's pushing him really fucking hard, man. Like,
and I mean that means he's beaten Okada like 3 times or something like that.
who are like Okada's their longest reigning champion ever, something like that. Like,
I think when you add all the title reigns together.
Well, I think the
the story it's going to be
100 days.
Yeah, true.
It's going to be a redemption story once Okada finally beats him because of the Gato thing, and Jay White has already beat him a couple times, and Jay White's kind of the new kid coming up.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're building to. Now the question is, do they do that at Madison Square Garden, or do they wait?
It's in like G1 or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We went way long, but that's cool because this is a good conversation. But what is the one match you guys are most looking forward to?
On this card?
Yeah, on this card.
Blake, you can go if you have one.
Honestly, there's like a bunch of them. Probably Naito and Ibushi. I mean, more than likely, that's going to be my number one match. I think both of them are so good. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Naito Ibushi, and then maybe to be different, I think maybe the Cobb Ospreay match could be really special.
Yeah, could be.
Like, maybe not like, massive work rate, 5-star match, whatever one you want to call it. But just as a match, it could be a really, really good match. Like, it wouldn't even need to go really long, like even 15 minutes or something like that. It doesn't have to be a big Broadway type match, like, or whatever. That could be really special.
Yeah, that's I think me personally, the Ibushi match, and I think Jay White Okada is gonna be cool, but obviously like Jay White a little more than you guys do. I'm not saying Jay White is unbelievable, but
looking at the card here, you're talking. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 matches that could be really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
and all of the other matches should be pretty fun. If they're not like
exactly.
Like even if they should be fun at least.
No, TakeOver has a really good card with the 5 matches they announced, but this is by far the best show of the weekend on paper.
Actually, now that you mention it, really quick, you can cut this out, but I want to talk to you guys about Velveteen Dream on TakeOver.
Okay.
I heard you guys mention in your podcast that all of you really, really like Velveteen Dream. And do you guys know, I think I'm the only one in the world that thinks this, but is he not just Prince-flavored Eugene to you guys?
Okay, so we had some audio issues, but we're back, and Blake was talking about Velveteen Dream.
His opinions.
Making some references.
Being Prince-flavored Eugene.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. So I think Velveteen Dream is good, but what the point that I was making on the podcast was he's really improved since he started. And he has the attention of the crowd, which is like in WWE, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
And whether he's doing it with what he wears at takeovers, which I think that's overhyped. But his in-ring work is really good, I think, which, most NXT guys are because they have so much time to work on it.
But what I'm saying is it good? Like legitimately, he just does a bunch of throwback moves. He's essentially wrestling like Eugene did, but just a different character. Like his one of his big moves is the
Well, he does it good. That's a good elbow drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
What I'm saying is, if you're just gonna be Macho Man, I'll just go watch old Macho Man matches. Like,
was that how you felt when Jay Lethal was in Impact?
Like I watched Impact. I did. I'm not watching TNA. Get out of here.
Dude, you need to be watching Impact now. I tell people that on podcasts all the time.
I've actually heard that it's really, really good now. But I mean, how on earth am I going to find it?
Yeah, that's true. It is hard to watch.
But I don't understand why everyone is so high on Velveteen Dream when he just is copying older wrestlers consistently. Like, I liked Prince. Like, I like him a lot. He's a really, really good musician. But if I came out with a Prince cover band and did very similar songs to Prince and, tried to tribute Prince all the time, do you think you'd want to listen to my shit? No. You'd want me to be creative and do my own shit. Like, oh, good. Another train's coming. Cool.
That means it's time for you to shut up. But I mean, he's good, and he has the attention. So he's a better. Well, I don't want to say better than. He's at least an average work rate guy,
yeah.
And he has charisma because he like connects with the crowd. So that's all you really need in WWE.
The only thing I'm going to say about that is everyone in NXT connects with the crowd.
Well, I don't know about everyone.
Name a wrestler who was not over in NXT.
What's that dude's name? Reeves? Connor Reeves?
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly.
There was a guy that came.
Okay, then anybody who got pushed to a degree.
Yeah. Who was the guy that wrestled that was doing like some guitar nonsense recently?
Oh, Elias?
No. In NXT, there was a guy that like came out and played like the air guitar.
Oh, Eric.
Oh.
Bugan.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's a newer guy, but he does have a lot of hype.
You see what I'm saying? He's had what,
Yeah.
one match? And he played the air fucking guitar in it? Like,
well, NXT is probably one of the easier crowds to work in front
I
of.
agree. Everybody is over in NXT.
Yeah. I see your point.
I mean, wasn't Heavy Machinery over in NXT?
Well, they should be over on the main roster if they were used right.
But they're never going to – I mean, they're not going to be used right. Look at them. Like, they're not going to be –
Well, no one who goes to the main roster is going to be used
No.
right. They just put Biff Busick on 205.
That's fine by me. I like – as long as Biff Busick is still employed, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I like Biff Busick. He can –
Oh, I love Biff Busick, but I mean, what are you going to do on 205? Talk about nobody watching.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could wrestle what's-his-face, Murphy, for the championship and have a really good match on the pre-show, and then by the next pre-show, everyone will have forgotten about it.
Yeah, I mean, Gargano will be on 205 in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, for sure. The way that they've been booking them, like, for sure, he's gone.
And he had one of the better years of anyone last year.
Yep.
So
with his heel turn and everything,
I mean,
it's been great.
Getting called up now is basically a death sentence.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to do it. Just stay down there. Be Chris Hero. Stay there forever. Wrestle new guys. It's fine. Stay there.
Well, some of these guys are getting forced, I'm sure. I don't see why Ricochet would have wanted to go.
Ricochet, to me, I feel like they will actually push. Tommy fucking End, on the other hand, they're going to just kill this guy. Like,
and I heard Vince loves him.
I don't
know. I think one great example, and I think they showed up on Raw or something this week. Sanity.
Yeah, perfect.
Right. Sanity got called up about 9 months ago or something like that, and I looked there a while ago, and like Damo, what's his name now?
Killian Dane,
yeah. I think he's had 9 months, about 4 matches on SmackDown or something like that.
Yeah, and you know what they were on SmackDown last night for? They came out as Shane McMahon's security against The Miz. So they took a couple bumps against The Miz.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think one of the Colons was there and Shelton.
Yeah, Primo Cologne, Sanity, and Shelton Benjamin, were Shane's security.
That's fucking terrible. Why the fuck do people watch this shit? There's actually better wrestling out there. Why the fuck does anyone watch that trash?
You need to ask Ben.
I've tried.
Ben is a fan base.
Basically, watching WWE is basically saying like arena rock is Creed is your favorite band. Like, oh, they've got lots of really good producing and there's lots of fireworks. That's the only that's Creed's your favorite band. WWE is Creed. That's what that shit is. And there's like plenty of other good bands out there that you could be following. There's so much good wrestling in the world, and you're listening to fucking Creed.
Well, music is a great example of like, there's these like bands that everyone listens to, but if you like dig in the weeds or if you look on your own, there's so many good bands that are never played on the radio.
Right. That's what.
Or that's a perfect wrestling now is that perfect example, like tie into that, because if you just think WWE is wrestling, I can't imagine living that life with all the good wrestling that's out there.
Hey, really quick, Steven, did you just hear Buck say that my analogy was perfect? That was the first compliment I've gotten since being on this fucking thing.
I think I said really good, not perfect.
You said perfect. You said it was a perfect analogy.
Well, if I did say perfect, I'm going to edit it out.
It was analogy.
Okay, so real quick, we went way over, so we're not going to be able to run these shows match by match, but for the Super Show, what attracts you guys to that show? What's something you're looking forward to on the Super Show?
Osprey and Bandito.
Yeah, that's gonna be
That's
incredible.
that's the reason why we're going. Like Osprey and Bandito.
And they have it. That's only one of the matches announced, right? Most of it's gonna be surprises.
Yeah, they've announced Dragon Lee against Cavanario. I guess he's probably wrestled a million times, so I'm assuming that'll be a lucha fest. And they've announced Zach is in some open challenge, but the rest of it'll all be just random extra stuff, but usually good. So.
But also, that's the tribute show, right?
Yeah, it's Market Shock tribute. Yeah.
Tell them about that, Steven, real quick.
I'm probably not the best. You know more than me.
Well, a friend of ours passed away recently, and he did even the past couple of years. He did stuff with.
He was involved in the organizing.
Yeah, he was involved in it, and they actually run a tribute show to him. They did it last year at WrestleMania, and they're doing it again this year. It's just kind of cool. Like, I don't know. It's nice that
they basically just named the Super Show after him.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, I don't know. That's really, really cool in my opinion. Like, so I think that like they try to do as much of a tribute to him as they could, and he was like a backstage guy. Like he worked, behind the scenes. So it's really, really nice that they do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For the rest of the show, we'll be done.
Yeah.
U.S. versus the world. What on that show attracted you to it?
Well, there's like Brian Cage against Masato Tanaka, which
has got to be crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
So real quick, also we're going to shows based on location and time for a lot of these things. So hopefully we're getting some good stuff. But we watched Puma King at Bola. He was at Bola, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's ridiculous, and he's going up against Sammy Guevara, and that should be a pretty fun match.
That'll be a really good match. Guevara's a fantastic heel. Yeah. Puma King will get good face reactions, so that should be fun.
He does a lot of stuff on the ropes where he's acting like a cat, and it sounds stupid as shit when I say it, but it's actually really funny when you see it in person.
Yeah, there's one show, I can't remember what show it is, but I think it's CCK and Kyle Fletcher versus Amazing Red, Puma King, and Phoenix.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's on the Fight Club Pro have a show with Destiny Wrestling, I think.
Okay, yeah, and Pentagon's wrestling somebody on that show too, but yeah, that's gonna be Puma King has a lot of hype. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I think on the US versus the World show as well. As far as I know, they were trying to get Brian Pillman Jr. against Liger, but they weren't able to get Liger.
Oh, that would have been incredible just for the
history.
So
he's fighting against Emil Satoshi, which is a guy from wrestles in WXW. I don't know. Be an okay match, I'm sure.
Steven, do you follow MLW at all?
Not so much. I've watched a bit of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It hasn't really drawn me in fully yet. We were half thinking about going to the MLW show, but then we switched to the WrestleCon Super Show.
I started watching ever since Cornette started on commentary. I just wanted to see how that would work.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, I think they have some cool people. I think I really like that new Heart Foundation gimmick, and guys like Mance Warner are interesting, and then they have really great workers too. So it's a pretty good show, I think.
Real quick, is Brian Pillman Jr. any good?
He's young. He has work to do, but
and I guess he gets a lot of leeway. Would that be the word? I mean, in fairness, I mean, I think it's a lot in the name and stuff, but he is young, so he has a lot to learn. Right. But he should come up,
I think his promos and stuff are way better than his in-ring work right now, but
he
has a ways to go. I agree.
And then another match on this card, just because I'll have to mention his name because I haven't mentioned it yet, is David Starr against Yoko.
Well, I was just about to talk about the Rev Pro show, and I know he's fighting on that, and I was going to let you talk about it.
Hey, Buck, is it hard for you to understand Steven with David Starr's dick so down his throat all fucking time? Jesus Christ.
Well, I was actually curious. I wanted you to explain on why anyone would like David Starr, because I have my own opinion on David Starr, but
He's Blake was having it out with me earlier on. Like he does lose a lot, but he's fantastic in losing. Like the stuff in OTT at the minute in Ireland, like he loses a lot, but he's just a tremendous heel. His promo work is amazing, best probably in the world. Like, and his stuff in WXW again. I know he loses all the time to Walter, but he brings so much to the matches and so much emotion. And he kind of injured Flip last weekend, so you know.
Hey, Steven. Your ability to say all that while jacking off was really impressive. I got to tell you, man, that was really good job for you.
okay, so he's also David Starr. Your favorite is also on the Rev Pro show. I think Suzuki and Sabre versus Tanahashi and Ospreay's on that show, right?
That sounds.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because of course Rev Pro takes place the day before Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
That's on the Friday.
Yeah.
So you've got Zack and Tanahashi are in a singles match, and then they're against each other in this. So because they're working in conjunctions, because it's for the British belt, they could do something there because it's a very odd match, tag match, regarding when you're thinking who can get pinned and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like Suzuki's got to take the pin though, right? I mean,
no, but I think Tanahashi might pin Zack.
Okay.
Because then he's going for the belt the following day.
Yeah, that builds it up to the next day.
Possibly, but like it should be a really good match anyway.
Yeah.
And then Ishii is fighting Star, and they had a match in Rev Pro last year that was apparently very good. I didn't want to see it myself, but apparently it was really good.
What's your guys' opinions on Ishii's year so far, with the New Japan Cup performance and everything?
I haven't watched a ton of the New Japan Cup, but apparently he was really good. He's always really good in tournaments.
Yeah.
He just never seems to be the top guy.
Yeah, besides maybe Okada, I thought he had the best tournament.
He's always capable of having really good matches all the time, but I just don't think they want him to be the guy.
Think about was it last year at ROH where he wrestled what's Punishment?
Oh, Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, he was fucking great. That was a great match.
Great match.
And he had a good match against Punishment Martinez. So like he's like a perfect gatekeeper, but they never like push him to be the man or anything.
Yeah. I guess it's just the look of him, maybe. Like, you know, he's not very tall. He's very squat, kind of small guy.
Yeah, he does look like he would kick the shit out of you, though. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he's what you call stout.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Over here in the States, Stephen, that's what we call stout.
Yeah, but like when you look at the New Japan top guys, like Okada's like what 6'4".
Yeah.
Right.
Ishii's about average height for all the fucking leprechauns over in Ireland. So.
All right, so the last show you guys are going to is Pancakes and Pile Drivers, Wrestling Revolver show.
Yeah.
What?
Pac was meant to be on
Right.
that, but he's not. Obviously, they haven't announced what they're doing with that yet. He was meant to be fighting Rich Swann. So
Yeah, I think Rich Swann just has a mystery opponent now.
So did Pac not get his visa? Is that why he's not going to be there?
That's what they said.
Yeah, now people are freaking. Now people are freaking out that he's not going to get a visa for Vegas, but
they've kind of in the statement they kind of said that was separate and all that, but you know, I don't know these things.
I mean, Pancakes versus Pile Drivers. Did you ever go to any of these shows when you were going, Buck?
Yeah, I went to one, and I think I went to the one in Orlando.
I mean, they're a blast. Like,
Yeah.
The people work pretty hard. You know, like the shows are pretty over. Like, a lot of it's pretty fun. Like,
if you look down the card, there's a lot of multi-man matches and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because they just want to get on the card.
And so, so we'll go to that show and then have all day to kind of relax and chill out until Ring of Honor at night. So, I mean, it's a perfect show for us since we're not going to, like, kill it and go to a million shows.
Oh, yeah. That's the best way to do it. One of my first years, I tried to go to a million shows, and it was just...
And if you're going to WrestleMania, by the time you get to that, you're just exhausted. Like, you're just done. So, like, there's not much WrestleMania can do to get your excitement back because you've been to so many wrestling shows.
Yeah, it's nice to take some time and enjoy the city you're in, too, right? Because that's part of the vacation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so I'm very jealous. You guys are going to be in New York. I'm not. I don't know if Blake made that clear enough. But before I let you guys go, I want to do about 25 minutes. I think we did an hour, but it's all good.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I enjoyed this conversation.
Just quickly, to mention one
Trey.
match from Hank.
Go ahead.
Swear to God, if he fucking mentions goddamn David Starr.
No, I won't, because I'm not super fond of that. I'm not super fond of that match, really, because it has Moose in it. But Moose is your friend, so
Yeah, that's true.
right.
What is it? Moose versus Brian Cage versus Starr?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the match I was saying is the 6-way tag match. Like, you've got the Rascals, Lucha Bros, Bessies in the World, Aussie Open, LAX, and Team Tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
That is pretty incredible.
Seen much of Aussie Open, Buck?
Yeah, I don't watch Progress anymore, but when I was watching it, they were just kind of starting out there, like when I quit watching Progress.
Yeah.
And so I was able to watch them there. And then
I think they made their PWG debut last month.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's the show that just went out.
Okay. What's the big guy's name in Aussie Open?
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
Have you seen his finisher, Buck?
Remind me of it.
Close your eyes and count to 4.
Yeah, that's what it's called. And, it's the guy's laying flat on the ground, and he grabs them by their ankles, pulls them up from the ground, and pile drives them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fucking fantastic.
Where was Mark Davis and Walter? Where was that? Was that at Progress, or where did they have like a really good match at?
Yeah, that was at Progress.
Yeah,
I was at that show in Manchester. Did you have 2? I was at one show, and like Mark Davis's chest ended up all.
Yeah, that's the match I'm talking about. Yeah.
That was like February last year.
Does Walter
do
anything this weekend, or is he going to be on NXT?
No,
he's doing Takeover. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe he might show up at WXW.
Which him and Pete Dunne it's going to be pretty good.
Because I think, to be honest, WWE are going to possibly get even more tight on restrictions now in regarding UK guys, because Eddie Dennis was meant to fly out to Orlando because they were doing like performance center stuff before he headed up to New York, and he got injured there in a show in the UK, so he's had to like cancel off the WrestleMania completely.
Oh wow!
So he's obviously bummed, but I'm sure WWE are bummed. So there could be then more restrictions on people.
Are they doing NXT UK shows at Access? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so, because based on the tapings that they've done, they're basically running out of tapings now. And then they've got tapings the end of April, so they're going to have to tape something for like the 2 or 3 weeks in between. So they're going to do something at Access. Or they might even do something this week in the Performance Center. I don't know. They could do something down in Florida.
Hey, Buck, real quick to jump back to OTT really quick. There is a guy named Scotty Davis that wrestles in OTT. He's an Irish guy. Have you seen him at all?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, he's a skinny guy with like a handlebar mustache. They call him the Shooter because he's an actual grappling wrestler. How old is he, Steven?
He turned 18 in last year, just the end of the year.
Remember that I said this. Scotty Davis is the best young Irish wrestler. He's going to be something. Like, I'm calling this right now. He's going to be a big deal. He's wrestling, is it Liger at the next OTG show?
No, he wrestled Liger on the last.
See, like, I'm telling you, he is really, really good, Buck.
Man, I need to pay better attention to OTT.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I would have never heard from it if I wasn't friends with Steven. But, like, Josh and I went over there last year, and the shows are so much fun, man. Like, it's a great atmosphere. It's not PC, so it's a lot of fun, man. Like, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Like, he's getting positioned as, like, if Devlin does, like, if WWE, say, do decide to use Devlin full-time on NXT or whatever, Scotty's pretty much positioned as going to be probably the next guy.
Well, there you go.
In a year or two.
You heard it here first on the Mega Power Hour.
There you go.
Scotty Davis. Before I let you guys go,
he did beat Liger, by the way.
Oh wow. Before I let you guys go, what's the one thing more than anything you're looking forward to for the whole weekend?
Blake, do you want to go first? Or
This is gonna sound stupid.
are you gonna say?
Well, I'm gonna say Madison Square Garden has this prime rib sandwich that is the best fucking sandwich I've ever eaten in my life, ever. That's I swear to you, the sandwich is this good. That's what I might be most excited for.
Not shocked by that answer. Steven, what sandwich are you most looking forward to?
I don't have a sandwich of choice. No, I mean, it's unfortunate in a way. Like WrestleMania, I'm so bummed on WWE at the minute, but like, hopefully Becky Lynch winning in the main event. But I won't be there. But I don't want to give money to WWE. So
double title match now.
That's so.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, Charlotte beat Asuka last night.
Well, yeah, but
but I don't know if it's officially.
We didn't know if it was going to be for both belts. Like,
yeah, they already got the graphic up.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so if that match wasn't overbooked enough.
So are they unifying it? Are they getting rid of like?
Who knows what Becky will probably just drop one of them the next night. Who knows what they're gonna do.
But you see, they brought in the tag belts, so maybe they will get rid of because the tag belts are cross-brand.
That's a good point. I mean, I guess the women can do double duty and go back and forth, but
I mean, I'm a big fan for every major championship that go on every brand, but
yeah,
who knows what they do over there. But speaking of them, well, you kind of already answered this question, so I'll ask Blake, but I'm going to ask everyone who comes on the show for this episode, name one thing or say one nice thing about WrestleMania.
Ooh, that's
this year.
Tough. I can't even use my prime rib sandwich because that's in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. I mean, like, just before you answer, Blake, I mean, last year when we went to WrestleMania, we bought tickets, was it half an hour before the show?
Yeah.
But that was literally because it was walking distance from where we were. I mean, this time around, I would be inclined to go to WrestleMania, but it's like an hour or so away, so it's just not happening.
Man,
and it's like,
I was so burnt out at last year's WrestleMania. I can't imagine going this year. It's going to be so much longer.
But
yeah, it's going to be so long.
Last year, we were actually really smart. We went and got steak dinner, a really good steak dinner, like a Ruth's Chris or something like that, and on our way to the stadium. So, like, we just casually strolled in the stadium during the middle of the pre-show. It's such an endurance test. So, like, we didn't go for the beginning. We didn't even see any crowds. We walked right in the stadium because everybody else was already inside.
Probably 2 hours already.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it. If I ever went to another,
but it was because it was walking distance.
Yeah,
And again, if I ever went to another one, I don't think I would show up early. I wouldn't show up during the pre-show. That's for sure.
I mean, we got there before WrestleMania started. Because
but it was like literally, I think it was like 15 minutes. Yeah. I think the countdown was up. Like,
you want to be there before it starts so you can get all the big pyro and the hype and everything like that. But I mean, I appreciate the pre-show. I'm sure they're doing good matches. I think we watched it on my phone while walking to the Superdome.
Yeah. Well, didn't we see one of the matches when we were having dinner?
Yeah.
Wasn't it was Ali Alexander match?
I think so.
Yeah, we saw that was in the restaurant.
Yeah. What I think one good thing, I think Daniel Bryan is absolutely being fantastic as a heel right now.
Yeah.
I think the hemp belt and everything he's doing. I mean, I don't really.
Do you want to take this time to talk about Jamie and his opinion of Daniel Bryan?
Oh, well, we can. Apparently, Jamie doesn't like Daniel Bryan, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever fucking heard. They should
the most overrated wrestler of all time.
He's an idiot.
Like, no, so you mean he doesn't like what he's doing now, just doesn't like him?
No, he said he's the most overrated. Well, also, Steven, his all-time favorite wrestler is The Undertaker, if that tells you my opinion.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Like, talk about an overhyped wrestler who never fucking puts anyone over is The Undertaker. Yet Daniel Bryan is an overrated wrestler. Anyone that says that never watched old Ring of Honor. Like the stories that Daniel Bryan could tell, like just the feud with Morishima. Morishima, who was considered a failure as a champion in Ring of Honor. The feuds that he had with Daniel Bryan, where it was like a big guy versus a small guy, absolutely fantastic. There was so much storytelling in these matches. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, I'm letting Jamie take a lot of heat because I'm also not a huge Daniel Bryan fan. I do appreciate what he did in Ring of Honor, but there's nothing about Daniel Bryan that makes me want to watch him in 2019.
I am so close to hanging up the fucking phone right now. Well, right now, his heel work is great for like really conservative people like yourself. He's just working you so fucking hard with all his.
He ain't working butt.
He's working you big time. But like that's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. Like him turning heel and acting like he's better than everybody because he's vegan. It's perfect storytelling for right now in America. Like, it's great. Like the people that are fans of his are going to understand like the vegan side of it and think it's funny that people don't like him, and then people that don't like him, they weren't going to anyways. So like, I don't know, man. I think it's great, but you and Jamie just really like big guys for some reason. But
I mean, that's not true.
It is.
I mean, Jamie does.
No, it's true for you. If you don't like Daniel Bryan, that's the only reason that can explain that.
I don't like Daniel Bryan, but I also don't like Braun Strowman.
But what's your opinion on Kurt Angle's last match being against Baron Corbin?
Oh, that's a nightmare. The whole since Kurt Angle came back to WWE has been a mess.
I actually thought it was pretty cool that he got to be in the Shield for a night, and then they should have never had him on the air again. Like
they shouldn't have him wrestling every week leading up to WrestleMania.
No,
and they also shouldn't have him wrestling all these great guys and then finishing it with Baron Corbin at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that I mean, like, it would you. There's no one worse for him than this. Like your last.
No, I can't imagine. I can't imagine them giving that match that much time, but.
Is it a like if Baron Corbin wins, does he go or does he just go no matter what?
No, it's his last match no matter what.
Okay.
No, it's just his last match.
So at least Baron Corbin probably won't win, so that's positive.
The things that I think they've done well leading up to WrestleMania is, well, at least well enough that I want to watch is the AJ Styles, Randy Orton stuff, and the Triple H Batista stuff has been okay.
There is no one that Randy Orton can wrestle that I'm interested in seeing him wrestle. Like,
but I like the story they're telling with Randy being the WWE guy and AJ being like the indie guy.
I agree, and I love AJ, but like I don't know, there's just not much they can do with Randy to where I actually am going to care about this.
No,
But I mean, he's been there for so long.
Yeah. Randy isn't gonna. Randy does what Randy does, kind of thing. But the build has been enough to where I'm interested in it.
Has Randy Orton shit in his gym bag yet? Because that's coming.
I don't think so. I don't know. Every other match I could care less about, honestly.
Is that your one good thing? That's your WrestleMania thing? Is Randy Orton and AJ?
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
the thing with Randy is that he's just been around for too long. That's the problem now with WWE. A lot is that it's people that have been around for too long. Like you look back to even like Hulk Hogan. Like Hulk Hogan was like 8-9 years.
Yeah.
At the top. But then you look at like Randy Orton and John Cena, who are like on their 15th year or something now.
And you look at it's not like they're making any of their younger, like right now, a good WrestleMania match something that I would like to see is someone like Aleister Black versus Randy Orton. If you get that on that show and you put Aleister Black over and make him look like a credible threat, I'm interested in that. That's something I haven't seen. But
I don't think Randy Orton gives a shit about putting anybody over.
I hear you, but that's.
But also, Blake, who's this Aleister Black
Tommy
guy?
fucking End, you know who I'm
talking.
Okay. But like something like that, I'm interested in. But like, I don't know, man. There's just no new talent. There's no new matches to care really about. Like their new guy is Kofi Kingston, and the dude's been wrestling for 13 years. So.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't have anything nice to say about WWE, Blake?
No, I did. I just forget what it was now.
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
You like the hemp belt. You're excited to see the hemp belt.
I think the hemp belt is good. I think it works people like you, and I think it's absolutely perfect for the character he has. I mean, like, I think that's brilliant to get rid of the leather because he's vegan. I think that's really, really intelligent writing, honestly.
Man, I'll tell you what.
And only Daniel Bryan could get Eric Rowan involved.
Yeah.
Like getting Eric Rowan in the main event scene, kind of.
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm looking very forward to sitting in a 1-bedroom condo with you and Jamie and just having the same discussion.
oh yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it too, man. Steven, we're going to Double or Nothing with Jamie and Buck, so it should be pretty fun.
Oh,
Me
Yeah,
talking about
six people in a 1-bedroom condo is gonna be awesome. But
yeah,
we are
me
right at the
wow.
MGM Grand.
about Jamie cosplaying Kenny Omega all night. It's gonna be fun.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have people who know about wrestling on the show.
Well, thanks for having us, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation. Hopefully, I can have you guys back
Sounds good.
sometime soon. Hopefully, we can do a recap of everything we just previewed. So,
Okay. Well, I could be drinking over WrestleMania, so
yeah, well,
you know
hey,
I might not remember it.
we're fuck friendly on the show and we're drink friendly on the show. So,
Yeah, but just I might not be able to recall.
oh,
it.
I
But
got you.
Blake,
I got you.
You'll be able to recall it.
All right, fair enough. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Bye, man.
Butter. Thanks. Bye.
So there it is, our Ring of Honor New Japan G1 SuperCard from Madison Square Garden recap. We also talked to Blake and Steven about other shows, and they had some thoughts on NXT and WWE and Velveteen Dream. And I did want to discuss, Jamie wasn't able to be there, but even in his absence, shots were fired. Blake, obviously very upset. He's a huge Daniel Bryan mark, and upset how you feel about Daniel Bryan. And Blake loves the hemp title, and
Does he? He's not upset the way. Don't we feel the same about Daniel Bryan?
well, I did bring that up. I was like, I'm letting Jamie take too much heat, but
Oh, he just what? How now? Who is Blake? How old is he? Is he? What are you doing a podcast with a 13-year-old?
no, I think he's like 60. Now I don't know. I
60?
think he's our age, but yeah, he's. I mean, he's hardcore Ring of Honor. He watched Daniel Bryan Ring of Honor, so he's one of those.
Oh yeah, okay. So I mean, yeah, back when he was good, that's fair.
Yeah, that's what I said. 2019 Daniel Bryan, not interested, but
No, I don't give a fuck about his quinoa title belt. I don't give a fuck about him right now. He sucks. And Blake, I mean, maybe we can just give Blake a bunch of yard gnomes, and he'll think they're all Daniel Bryan toys, and he'll play with them. I don't know.
he
I don't know,
he also said that he's more knowledgeable than you at wrestling, and Jamie's Jamie's nothing but a wannabe Kenny Omega cosplayer.
Oh, he said all that stuff while I was out of town meeting with Roadkill, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously not going to say it to your face.
Yeah, because I think he's probably a giant set of lips with a little finger hanging down in between them. Yeah, I don't know why you would even. I don't even know this guy. He's talking shit. Obviously, he's jealous. I don't know what this is like, but I guess if I were to walk a day in his shoes, working 20 hours a week, having a failed podcast, I guess I'll be jealous too of me. I don't know. I expect, if all you got is Daniel Bryan, then, the world's not meeting him halfway. That's for sure.
Nah, world can't meet everybody halfway. We learned that.
We do. Yeah. If you want something, you got to take it, Blake. If you're knowledgeable about this wrestling, you know so much, maybe it's time for you to get a podcast, get out there in the world and, let people know who you are. Cause I've never heard of you. So,
man, we're all going to Vegas together. I feel like you and Blake should meet up and ride to Vegas in a 18-wheeler and just reconnect.
Yeah. You think I should go and pick him up and he would be mad and, the bad guys would try to get him cause he's little and I would go beat up the bad guys and then drive him to Vegas, or
yeah, he would cry.
I don't know whether
he would cry half the way there. He'd cry.
He'd cry, rip his sleeve off.
Yeah,
he would lose to a real skinny kid with acne and arm wrestling on the Super Mario Brothers pinball machine.
You guys would stop at a gas station and get cleaned up.
Yeah, we get cleaned up. I mean, I would be working out every morning, doing push-ups on my 18-wheeler while he's sleeping. Yeah, it'll be a good time. I'm down. I'll do it. I'm in. I'd like to, I'd like to get to know him, but apparently there's just a lot of heat there for no reason.
It's Daniel Bryan heat. It's Daniel Bryan heat.
Yeah.
I want to do, while we're in Vegas, I want to do a live podcast, a live Daniel Bryan debate, and we'll just hash it all out, man.
We'll hash it all out. We'll black out with our sacks out, and we'll see what Blake's really made of, I guess. I don't know.
Black out with our sacks out, man. Hey, one of Rachel's best friends, since they were like preschoolers, is here visiting, and we had an appearance from Blachel last night. And
ooh, did she order? How many McFlurries?
Yeah, just 2 a.m. McFlurries at the door. But Rachel's friend was a big fan of the Blachel nickname, just blown away with how awesome it was. And she was like, "Who came up with that?" I was like, "That's a Jamie nickname, man. That's what he does."
Yeah. What's this girl's name?
Katie.
Yeah, I'll think on that one. Sorry, I laughed, Katie, but there was one way to go with that immediately.
What do you see? I have an older sister named Katie. What do you used to call my sister, Katie?
I don't remember. Gaty?
Gaty, yeah.
Yeah. Gatie, for those of you who are social justice warriors out there.
She really loved Gates.
Yeah, it's a big deal on the Gates, and you could, if she's a slut, you can call her Slady if she's out there slaying it. If she's, once she hits that blacked out level, Blady could happen.
Blady's good, yeah.
And it could be, if it's if she decides to strip, Katie with an eye with a little heart above the eye, Yeah,
there's a lot of ways you can go with it. Not a lot of respectable ways, sounds like.
No, not a lot of, I respect strippers for sure. More than I do everyday women. So
I'll tell you what, though, she is an instant fan of Roadkill, so she would love to talk to Roadkill sometime if you could set that up.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll see if I can get an interview and have Roadkill address Katie, another biggest fan. Can we find out when a special day is for Katie, like a birthday or like, maybe an anniversary of, the day that she lost her boyfriend when Roadkill called her?
Yeah, I can find that out. Yeah, I showed her that video that Roadkill sent to Rachel for Valentine's Day, and I'm not gonna lie, she looked a little jealous.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, I don't blame her. I do not blame her one bit.
Amen, brother. But yeah, so that is our WrestleMania preview, man. 2 parts. We're just killing the game. Next week, we hope to have. We just did the ultimate WrestleMania weekend preview. We hope to have the ultimate WrestleMania review. Break down as much as we can over the whole weekend. 47 shows. I don't know what we'll be able to watch, but
I'll probably watch everything but Mania.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely watching Hornswoggle Steiner. We're definitely watching the Ring of Honor show. We're definitely watching Spring Break. Takeover for sure. I don't know what else I'll try to fit in, but
yeah, I mean, Takeover is going to be the best show of the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? We'll tune in. We'll fill you in. We'll tell you what the best show is.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
But we might do a 10 beer scale.
Yeah. Hey, we could be one of those nights.
Or, it'd be great is if we gave shots, like stuff we thought was awesome. It's like, hey, here's a shot for, whatever, Hornswoggle dying.
Yeah. That's a shot.
Yeah. So there you go, man. We'll see you guys next week. As always, we are on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere podcasts are available. Jamie is hard at work on his Facebook page. Be patient.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Looks like we'll be launching very soon with maybe a special podcast and maybe a special guest. I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm trying to nail this down. So,
Yeah, be patient. It's not easy. So, yeah, man, we are all over it, all over the internet, the interweb. Check us out. Tell a friend or two. I hope you enjoyed the show. Join us next week. We're out.
Later.